Sambatska no Mongo Chuda, and welcome to Talk with me.
Лилигийн тавилга таны амьдралыг хөглөнө.
Irina Pantaeva is a New York-based author, actress, and fashion icon. Irina played the role of Jade in the movie Mortal Kombat. She's also, however, a proud Buryat Mongol who was recently here to take part in Ulaanbaatar's Goyal 2015 Fashion Festival. Irina Pantaeva, welcome to you. It's so nice to have you on this morning.
Thank you very much for having
lovely
me.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We've never had a supermodel on the show, someone with such a rich background. You've come from New York City to be in the Goyal fashion show. Tell me about that.
Well, I originally was born and raised in Buryatia, and just across the border, and I made my way around the world and landed in New York City, where I began my successful start in fashion and film and entertainment, theater fields. And I have been longing to come back to the homeland of my ancestors for a long, long time. And finally, I was able to accept the invitation from Goyal Fashion Week, and was honored to be presenting an award for the best top model, which happened on December 3rd in Ulaanbaatar. And I was wearing a beautiful design by also a designer who won an award as well. And I am just so happy to be here. I love the people, I love the energy, I love the culture. I'm so excited to explore the land, the landscapes, the countryside, and the people.
Yeah. Tell me about the Altai cashmere you've got on today.
Yes, when I was landing from at the airport, and the pilot said, the weather is beautiful. It's minus 33 below zero. My whole body just went like that. And well, yes, my background, growing up during Soviet time in Russia, I have studied fashion technology, and I got a degree as a fashion designer. I was born and raised in a Buryat drama theater where my parents dedicated their entire life. My mom was making costumes, so ever since I was a little girl, I was surrounded by fabric, by colors, by costumes, and also she taught me how to sew.
Right.
And my father is a musical director. He's a famous Buryat composer whose songs are actually popular in Mongolia as well, which I'm very proud about. The song, one of the songs that I know popular is called Dangina, which is a beautiful woman. And so it is natural for me, giving my experience and the title of the first Asian supermodel, to make that bridge and start my own brand. And what a better way to start but Mongolian cashmere and silk and fur and leather. I'm finally, like my mom always told me, always go back to your dreams, childhood dreams. And so I did, and it just feels so right. It feels so inspiring and creative.
Is it in a way like coming home? I mean, how do you
Not
feel?
like,
how
but it is coming home.
Yeah.
It's, Buryat Mongolian Empire.
Yeah.
We have been divided historically by the Soviet regime, but now it's time to reunite. And the best way to reunite is through art, culture, music, film, TV, fashion.
Yes.
Fashion is, in fact, when I was doing research, fashion is one of the major industries, the biggest industries that is really dictating not only designs in styles, but really a whole business.
Of course.
And I did meet this wonderful company outside Kashmir.
Yes.
Whose clothing I'm wearing with
joy. I mean,
with
it's beautiful.
joy. I'm finally so warm and comfortable, but very stylish.
Beautiful.
For example, this top is you can see the elements of ethnic folk Mongolian
Absolutely.
details, but at the same time it's so modern.
Yes.
And the colors are amazing. I'm loving it.
It totally suits you. I love it on you. Now listen, Irina, on your beautiful cashmere, you've got a badge. Tell me about this honor. I want to know about this because I'm going to show this to viewers. You were recently given an honor by the Ministry of Culture. Tell me a little bit about it.
I am still, thank you. I haven't really had time to digest because I've only been here 1 week exactly, and so much had happened. You know, from walking down the beautiful stage at the final day of Goyo show, and became part of this a great celebration, and meeting all the people who organized it, who did an amazing job, and all the sponsors who are sponsoring and supporting really the beauty of it, you know. Yes. When we hear sponsors, we immediately think of only financial, material side of it. But the people that I have met, like Taiwan and I hope I'm pronouncing their names correctly, but I'm really from the bottom of my heart, I would like to express my gratitude and acknowledgement, including the Ministry of Culture that completely came out of nowhere Friday morning. In fact, when I was visiting Altai Cashmere manufacturer, we got a phone call and they said that they are requesting your presence like right away. And so we rushed and I walked into the room, and all of a sudden they hand me this.
Oh, that's amazing.
And they put this pin on me, and then it literally happened just like that. But I know nothing happens overnight.
Yeah.
It's a result. It kind of reminded me how far I have come from and to. It has been a long journey growing up during Soviet time, going through downfall of Soviet Union, and fleeing from Russia through Paris, and eventually ending up in the United States, where my unique and unusual looks, Asian, was totally revolutionary. I kind of was joking around when I would go to talk to press that, you know, hey, I come from revolutionary country, and so I'm here to make a revolution.
You were one of the original supermodels. I mean, Christy Turlington, all of the big names. What was it like being a supermodel in that time, a beautiful Eurasian woman? Was it easy to fit in there? Did you feel at home on the catwalks of Paris, Milan, New York with these?
Well, I'll tell you
women?
how, this is your question. I'll tell you how I really started. There is no magic or miracle, even though I do believe in magic and miracles, and I pray to it, and they do manifest. All your dreams do come true. So actually daily I do write a new list of my wish list of my dreams, and then next to it I have a list of to-do list. anyways, going back, when I left Ulan-Ude to Moscow to pursue any kind of work, because when Perestroika started, as you remember, we literally had the economy collapsed, money meant nothing, and in fact, what I think about money, instead of money, I would pay attention. So anyways, I went to Moscow trying to find work at factories or any kind of work, really, because I have my hands, I have my head on my shoulders, and I can use my brain, and I'm creative, and I'm a survivor. So one day, sitting on a bench at Gorky Park, that was the day when I had no place to go, I had no money, and I had nothing to eat, but my suitcase. But what I did have, I have this great desire to create my future. And there was this Russian girl who happened to sit next on the bench, and we started talking, and she said, I told her, she said, so what's up with you? I said, well, I'm just sitting and trying to figure out my life. You know, I'm looking for a job. And then she says, get up. So I got up. She said, turn around. I turned around. She said, well, there is this avant-garde theater, fashion theater, and I'm here for rehearsal. I can introduce you to the fashion designer, but I'm not sure she will take you because you have flat boobs and your face is like a plate, flat. And so, but you do have a height. I had nothing to lose, and but I had a lot to gain. It's new experience, so I walked in and I met the designer. She put a dress on me right away, and I became one of the artists in this avant-garde theater, fashion theater called Irina Molchanova within Stas Namin Center. And I worked with them for about 6 months, and we ended up touring, doing concerts with Russian pop rock stars like Presnikov and Christina Aguilera, and they were all just beginning then. So what we had a concert together with them. So they would be singing, and when there would be rock bands would be playing, we would come out and do our number. But it was a theatrical number, but wearing an avant-garde dresses. So that was really the best time I had.
I mean, that sounds like a heck of a lot of fun.
It was. It was hard work, you know, hard work. But really, it was a lot more fun to me because when I was growing up in Ulan-Ude, I always wanted to be a ballerina. My grandfather was a ballet dancer at the Opera and Ballet Theater in Buryatia. But because I'm always 6 foot tall, which is 1.80 meters, you know, there was no partner I could find who would be able to pick me up. So I ended up in the first modern dance studio, which was created by this very talented Russian choreographer from my hometown, from Ulan-Ude. Her name is Elena Prokopieva, who is now founded her own theater, Krepostnoy Ballet, in St. Petersburg. So that experience of modern dance really did help me to perform, of course, at this avant-garde theater. I was able to go to Paris. That was another adventure, but big risk to take, because at that time, it was 91, late 91. It was right after, I mean, the beginning of Perestroika, so nobody really knew what's going to politically happen, whether Russia will open up or put the Iron Curtains down. So I had to take a risk to cross the borders, knowing that I might not be able to ever come back. The
Did
history
you miss
of
your
Russia.
family? Did you miss your family?
I always do. Yeah. I never wanted to leave.
Yeah.
It was just, it was just a matter of surviving. I had to support my family. I had to feed them. In other words, it's like going hunting, So I still feel like I'm on the road hunting. But now coming back to Mongolia this time, I feel I'm making that full circle. And so it feels really great. So I'm in Paris now. I go to modeling agencies and no one takes me because I'm Asian and I'm too unique, I'm too strange looking, I look like an alien. So until I go myself to Chanel house to meet Karl Lagerfeld. But in order to meet him, no one can meet him from the street like I did. You have to have an agency, you already have to be a top model and already be established. But all I had is just desire to meet just like people, And I was able to convince every person on each floor in his office building.
How amazing.
Until I reached his personal assistant, Gilles. I still remember him. He took me by hand and took me to meet Karl Lagerfeld in his office.
Talk about determination.
That's what Buryat Mongolian people have.
Yep.
Following the steps of Genghis Khan.
That's for sure.
So, and next thing, Karl Lagerfeld is asking me to put dresses on. But here, my professionalism background in the theater, I was like, yes, I would do that, but I need some music. So they put music on. We had so much fun. And next thing you know, I'm backstage for the fashion show for Chanel with all the supermodels, Claudia Schiffer, Naomi Campbell, Kate Moss, Linda Evangelista, Carla Bruni.
Oh, yes,
came up
gorgeous.
to me, and she's the coolest, always very intelligent and beautiful.
Yeah. And so talented.
She comes to me and she says, "Who are you? Like, I've never seen you anywhere else. You landed like an alien." And I even joked, I said, "Yeah, I did. My spaceship just parked around the corner." So she said, "Do you realize what happened to you after doing this fashion show, which is the top? You can make a hell career out of it. Come with us to New York next week." And I did.
Лилигийн тавилга таны амьдралыг хөглөнө.
And when people ask me, how long are you staying here? Or when are you leaving? And I don't have a set date.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave my home. I finally came back and, I will go back on the road, going hunting, but that's it. I returned home. Yeah, and I meet there's so many talented people. We have such a rich old traditions, and culturally we are far beyond other civilizations, and like I said, in order to become a powerful empire again, like we have been, and that's who we are, we have to first of all reunite amongst each other within a family,
and look after each other,
and support each other. And
of course.
It's not about a business collaboration. It's really raising our children So I'm a mother, and I'm raising two beautiful sons. So, what is society? What makes a country? What makes a world that it is functioning? It starts from a family. Being a Buryat, you know, with Mongolian blood, I am here to share my experience and really contribute and be part of that growing tree. And also I feel that I have created a bridge between east and west, west and east, south and north, in every direction within me. So that's why I'm here. I already began to meet this incredible, talented people, just good-hearted people.
And you have many more to meet. I mean, what's your advice for the youth of Mongolia today?
Well, I can only say how I build myself, and it's a great discipline. What build my spirit really is doing sports when I was young, and then I practiced martial arts for a couple of years, and doing qigong, and I think this form of martial arts, it's not only physical, but it's really harmony. It's harmony between body, mind, and spirit, and meditation, and I do believe in prayer. It's really being disciplined. Like this morning, I get up at 5. I like to greet the sun, but be ready, you know, because the sun and the moon and the stars are really sacred to me, you know, and I want to be ready before it rises. I want to be already brush my teeth, comb my hair, you know, put myself together and be ready for the day. And then the sun comes up and I'm ready to face the day, and it guides me through the day. And then every morning I pray. I say, thank you so much for giving me that the sun has risen, for giving me air to breathe, for giving me water to drink. And at night I say thank you again. Right. And you know, it might be skeptical to some people, but if you ask me, that's my reality.
You're talking about gratitude. I mean, you very grateful.
Absolutely. Being grateful. Being grateful to your parents. Being grateful for what you have, which not necessarily means materialistically.
You're talking about the sun and the moon
and test
things.
yourself, challenge yourself, get yourself out in the fields, in the country with nothing. Try to survive. Can you make the fire? Can you make food? Can you go hunt? Will you survive the cold and the heat? Be just totally be part of nature. Try to survive that. Then we'll talk, and then you can come out into the modern world, which is very challenging, you know, with all the technology and cyber war and environmental global warming. You know, we have to be warriors, but peaceful warriors. By training yourself, it's like an army, basically, like a boot camp. Literally, by training yourself, your mind will be clear, and you will know of who you are, and you will know what your purpose in life is. And then it's easy. All you have to do, just follow your road.
Tell me about your experience with the Dalai Lama.
Yes, my first time actually was still during Soviet time, when His Holiness Dalai Lama visited Ivolginsk, Datsan, in Ulan-Ude. It was late 80s, and I was just finished school, and my uncle is a Lama there, and on the weekends and school breaks, I would be in a temple just doing work, you know, cleaning and washing and cooking, and so since I was the youngest, my aunts would send me to serve tea to His Holiness up and down.
Amazing, huh?
And they told me, you know, you have to be very respectful, never, you know, always be below, you never look into his eyes. And so it was so much pressure. And finally, I'm carrying this tray with the tea. And when I entered his room, I spilled all the tea and I just broke in tears because I was like, that's it. I am going to be, you know, this is it for me. My life is over. And then he comes to me and he just puts his hands. He said,
Really?
why are you crying? I said, because I broke the rules. And so that was my first encounter. You know, he said, it's only tea, you know, don't worry. And then, and unfortunately, he was not able to return. Still, his presence, his visit forbidden due to political situation. But I just met him again in New York on November 2nd and 3rd in New York City when he was giving teachings.
Of this year?
Of this year, just a couple of months ago.
Does he remember you?
I think he does, because in November 2008, I was leading all the Mongolian community, Kalmyk community and Buryat community. We all gathered together from internationally and also locally, and went to India and offered a long life puja ceremony to His Holiness. And it was the first time in the history that actually, I'm proud to say that Mongol people were the first one who offered a ceremony to His Holiness, because often everybody asks, Dalai Lama, please give us a blessing, please do this for us, please. But now no one really offered anything. And it has to be an equal exchange, you know. And that was a beautiful 2 weeks gathering. So that was an incredible time. And I've seen with my own eyes how every morning there was a long line of Tibetan refugees coming from Tibet. Every single day.
Listen, Irina, have you had any time to visit Gandan Monastery in Ulaanbaatar?
I actually would like to do that today. I've
got my car here.
Goyo organization kept me so busy.
I bet you must.
But I have to. I know. But you know, I did my own ceremony the first day when I arrived, and I stayed
in your hotel room.
In my hotel room, that were also very kind to sponsor.
Nice.
The corporate hotel, which I liked very much, and my brother Alec, who came to assist me in my work here, and I were very comfortable. So the first morning, we did an offering to the spirits of this land and to our ancestors, and I think it was well received.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, but I do want to go to Genghis Khan monument, which and also I really, really want to go to the country and meet the people in the country.
It's so close. You just have to go 20 kilometers and either
stay here or I have to come back very soon.
You might never leave.
So much to do.
The more you see, the more you'll want to stay.
I know, it's a dangerous place.
Well, it's been a real pleasure talking to you this morning. Fascinating woman.
Thank you for listening, because
gosh,
honestly,
thank you for telling.
It's not. I finally feel freedom that I can speak, a freedom of my own speech, because I can't really express myself fully. For example, my book, Siberian Dream, which is my life story, was published. First, my story was recognized by Americans, and then it was Japan, then it was England, and then it was all over Europe, and then there was 16 or 18 countries, I don't remember, but Russia. Interesting. But you know, yesterday, in fact, I haven't done research yet, and I haven't really come across. I would like to publish my book in Mongolia.
Yes, I think
we can start with that, because going back to your question, what would I advise for young people? I keep receiving letters from around the world, different ages, but especially young people in their 20s, really expressing how inspiring my personal story was to them.
And you
So yeah.
Well, listen, I can suggest many translators will talk afterwards. I think you must translate this into Mongolian because it's relevant to young Mongolians. And yeah, I want to read it too.
Yeah.
I don't pick it up in English. Is it on Amazon? Can I order it?
Yeah, it's still available on Amazon.
Wonderful. And the name of it again? Siberian Dreams.
Siberian Dream.
Brilliant. Well, I shall get a copy and I'll help you with the translation. If you'll stick
you.
around, I know you have a photo shoot with a magazine, but perhaps later this afternoon I can take you to the monastery.
That would be really great.
All right. Lovely, lovely to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you so
much for
much.
coming on this morning.
Лилигийн тавилга таны амьдралыг хөглөн.
And that's all, viewers, for today. Thank you for being with us on Talk With Me, and I'll see you again next week. But for now, bayır sten dara olsi.